You are Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? Welcome to another episode of your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, Jim Grease _ on social media, and I am absolutely pumped right now. No, not because the Marlins managed to lose another game. It was 1-0. It was a pitcher's duel all night. Blake Snell, I almost said Smell, and Adam Oller. Nice job by Oller tonight for the Marlins. Deserved better. Really good job for 6 innings, and it just didn't work out as Matt Chapman with a 3-run double, bases clearing, greeting George Soriano, who came in relief of Andrew Baumann, as the Marlins lose yet again in the city by the bay. Oh, yeah, they lost. Anyway, 3-1 Giants, the win tonight, and the Marlins find a way to lose again. Oller and out, not well versus Snell, not feeling well. 3-run 8th inning for the Giants, 3-run double by Chapman clearing the bases. The bullpen blows it. Baumann and Soriano. And, of course, Game 2 is tomorrow. You're watching your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. I want to thank you for making us your first watch/listen every day. We're free, available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. And tonight's show, this episode, brought to you by Prize Picks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnMLB and use code all lowercase LockedOnMLB for a first deposit match up to $100 on Prize Picks. Summertime. Oh, yeah, look what I've eaten. Coming your way. Tear, pour, live more, baby. Tear, pour, live more. Look at those orange Giants jerseys. Dope. I wish Barry Bonds would have worn those when he played. Those would have been nice. I don't ever remember seeing Bonds in an orange jersey. Do you? Don't ever remember seeing that. No, not really. Well, tough one tonight for the Marlins as they lose again, and this time the series opener in San Fran. And, the Giants are 6.5 games out of the playoffs themselves right now. And, they're 500. They're 11 games over at home. Just not good. 11 games under on the road. That's just really bad. So Matt Chapman, bases clearing double in the 8th inning off George Soriano, who had just come in to relieve Baumann. And the Giants win 3-1. It was 1-0 Marlins at the time. A slider on a 2-strike count. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Need to make one pitch. George Soriano, who's been really good for Miami, just couldn't make the pitch. Look, it happens. It's in the left center field gap. All 3 runners score with 2 outs. And look, the way that they got on base, we will get into that. Un momento, por favor. And we will talk about that with you in just a moment. And the Giants talking about Bob Melvin, the manager, saying they needed a spark like that. They're back at 500. 6.5 games out of the playoff spot right now. They still have some life, but not really, And Soriano threw 6 pitches to Chapman, no sliders. Then he threw the slider, and he was ready, And scoreless through 6 innings. Blake Snell is as good as it gets in MLB. He's the reigning Cy Young Award winner, right? He hadn't allowed a run, had not allowed a single run in 4 straight home starts prior to tonight. Entered the game with a 1.30 ERA in his last 9 outings. Man, the best pitcher in baseball right now is Blake Snell. Continued his torrid pace tonight since the All-Star break. 8 strikeouts in 7 innings. Allowed a run on 4 hits, just 1 walk. And he was fantastic tonight. Has a player option after the season. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up after the year, but he was great. And Oller was even just as good, man. Signed with Miami as a minor league free agent in July. 3rd start for the Marlins since being called up earlier this month. Best outing of the season. Imagine that, middle of the season. You think you're going to be all right. As you get set for the season, right? And you think, hey, this is where I am. This is where I'm going to be. He's with the A's. You know what I mean? Drafted by the Pirates in 2016. He's been around. Break out or be clown. Are you down? I get around. So, yeah, David Hensley had an RBI single in the 7th, gave the Marlins a 1-run lead. It was 1-0. A lot of offers tonight, though. Marlins only had 4 hits, man. Berger, Hill, Lopez, and Hensley. Only 1 extra base hit. It was Berger, his 18th double. Chapman's 33rd double for the Giants, man. This dude has been just so good for them this year. He's hitting 246, but 21 and 67. He's got the doubles. He'll bring the average up. Yastrzemski was in the middle of that rally. Walked 3 times tonight. 1 for 1 with 3 walks and a run scored. On base every time for Yaz's grandson. Look up Yaz if you don't know. Giants only had 6 hits. A double for Chapman, a double for Wade Jr. No homers tonight. 3 for 8 scoring position for the Giants, 1 for 6 for Miami. No real threats for the Marlins. The Giants got the big hit in the 8th when they needed it. And that was the key to that tonight. Tyler Rogers with a scoreless 8th. He got the win. Ryan Walker, his 5th save for San Francisco, number 74. Trying to look like Trevor Wilson out there. Remember him with the Giants? Yeah, baby. Yeah, Mike Baumann, 3-1, charged with all 3 runs. I think I said Andrew Baumann before. That's a friend of mine who's a brewer at a brewery. And, yeah, sometimes that happened. But, look, a single and 2 walks in the bottom of the 8th. Look, you're splitting hairs. I'm being picky, and of course I am, because you're a major league team. You're a major league pitcher, right, Baumann? Okay, so you come in the game, and you did really well in the 7th inning, right? Really well. Gave up a leadoff single, and then you got 3 in a row. Boom, no problem. Ty Rogers is the same for the Giants in the 8th. Here come the Giants in the bottom of the 8th, and here's where the issue lies, okay? Your defensive replacements are in. The pinch hitters start coming in. Encarnacion pinch hits for Schmidt for the Giants. What happens? Single to center field. McRae comes up, strikes out swinging. 1 on, 1 down. What happens next? Wisely runs for Encarnacion, but Yastrzemski walked first. So Yastrzemski walks. Nice walk by Yaz's grandson. He's a very good hitter. Gamer, right? Encarnacion goes to second. Wisely runs for him because they know a base hit ties the game and they want a fast runner out there. What happens? Ramos walks. Yaz moves up. Wisely moves up. Bases loaded. 1 down. Here comes Conforto. 2 strikeouts in the inning, both swinging, McRae and Conforto. Skip goes to the pen. Baumann's out. Here comes George Soriano, who's been really good. George Soriano's been good. Soriano's been good. You can't sit here and say, hey, he made the wrong move. He's over-managing. He should not have replaced the pitcher there, Baumann. He was struggling. Look, he walked 2 guys, man. You walked 2 guys. Look, you walked 2 guys. The matchup's there, whatever numbers there were. You know the dilly. You know the dealio. The numbers said bring in Soriano. Skip placed the numbers. Chapman, bang. Cleanup hitter, man. 21 homers, 23 or 33 doubles. Doubles to the gap in left center. Ramos, Wisely, Yastrzemski. Everybody running around the bases. Keystone Capers. 3-run double. And just like that, love you, Mike Goldberg, just like that, it is all over. Not really. It was the bottom of the 8th, but you know what I'm saying. It was over. It was over. The Marlins dug out, everybody in the field, wind gone from the sails, pin in the balloon. That's the sinking balloon. Game over. 3-1 loss. And just a tough one, Declan Cronin, day-to-day with knee discomfort now, a reliever, another pitcher who might be available tomorrow, but he's having some left knee discomfort. Cabrera is going to start. Giants haven't named anybody yet. And I think it might be Mason Black for the Giants. He's 0-1 with an 8.79. You certainly hope it's Mason Black. Edward Cabrera, 2-6 with a 5.6 ERA, had some good starts recently, but has cooled off just a little bit. So we shall see. But Chapman, he saw 6 pitches from Soriano before he got the slider. And, sometimes you just pull that slider, man. And sometimes it just happens, right? Just banged it right out there in the gap. Put some good spin on it. Chapman had 2 hits tonight. BT Dubs. 2 for 4, 3 ribs. A lot of strikeouts tonight. Chapman, the only player in the entire game who had 2 hits. Marlins hits, Berger, Hill, Lopez, Hensley. Berger with a double. He's cooled off, but he's still putting up some extra base hits. Oller went 6, 2 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. What a job by him. Imagine that halfway through the season and you don't have a home. You're pitching for Oakland and you're thinking, oh man, this year's going to be a good year. And, you're going to be there all year. And then no, you're done. You have to sign a minor league contract with a major league team halfway through the year for no money, barely. And then you got nothing left. Your career's on life support. Beep, 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 beep. And then all of a sudden you pitch a game like this. I love baseball for that reason. I love sports for this reason. It is unbelievable because of things like this happening all the time. They happen in Major League Baseball. 3-1, Giants beat the Fish. 3-run double by Matt Chapman in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Yeah, off George Soriano, who had just come in to relieve Mike Baumann, who had walked 2 and given up a hit. All they need to do is make one more pitch, and it's 1-0 going to the 9th. Not saying they would have won. 9th inning, it changes the game. You're up rather than down. You don't know for sure, but man, you would like to have seen. 3-run 8th, not well versus Snell. You can tell by the smell that you're not feeling well against Matt Snell. We will talk about his performance on the other side. And what about Oller? What about him? What about a nice job by him? What about Adam Oller? Number 77 in your program, number 1 in your heart tonight. 6'4", the righty, getting it done in this game. Unfortunately, he did not get it done in back of him. We'll break that down on the other side. Locked On Marlins Postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. And I am ready to tell you about ultimate supreme hydration. At 52 years old, I feel absolutely amazing. And one of the real keys to that for me, I always stay hydrated. Look at my skin. It's supple from being hydrated so well all the time. I love the word supple, right? And I'll tell you this. I love cold treats while I'm watching Major League Baseball games in the summer, especially in Miami in the hot weather and the humidity. You know what I'm saying? All summer long, right? You're watching baseball. It's bad enough you're watching the Marlins every day, but you have to stay hydrated because if you don't, you're in big trouble, right? And when you're taking in America's pastime, you don't want to forget to hydrate with Liquid IV. They got that popsicle firecracker flavor. It's a surefire summer hit while Peter Piper picked up pickled peppers. Yeah. Get hydrated with electrolytes, essential vitamins, clinically tested nutrients from the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, Liquid IV, because baseball and summer, well, they go together like Liquid IV and indulgent hydration. What I love about Liquid IV and how I drink it, just tear, pour, and live more. I tear, pour, and live more. You can stay hydrated while traveling. You tear, you pour it into water, bang. Going to summer festivals after a night out. You know what I'm saying? So you want to use it for faster hydration, long flights, hot days outside, you're working all day. It is really great for those things. You can do the popsicle firecracker. It's citrus fueled lemon lime, tart cherry, raspberry flavors, or you can find all your favorite flavors on their website. Acai berry, lemon lime, pina coladas, getting caught in the rain or with no rain and you're literally parched. But the pina colada will hydrate you so much faster than water alone. Tear, pour, live more. 1 stick plus 16 ounces of high quality H2O hydrates better than just water alone. It's powered by Live Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes, leading sports drinks, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, and always, siempre, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Come on, man. No more thirsty summers when you indulge in hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your order right now, your first one of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code MLB at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. Tear, pour, live more. Liquid IV. Real quick, want to thank you for making Locked On Marlins Postcast your first listen today. For your second listen, check out Sully, Locked On MLB. Host Paul Sullivan here daily to provide national expertise with his trademark humor to help you get ready for the MLB playoffs. Here in the dog days of summer, prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day on Locked On MLB, available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. Stand up for your rights. Dun, 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 dun. Get up. stand up. Don't give up the fight, blown by the bullpen. Yeah. All right, so again, for the recap, 3-1 Giants, 3-run double by Matt Chapman in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes off George Soriano, who had relieved Mike Baumann, who had walked 2 and given up a hit. The Marlins had snapped the scoreless tie in the top of the 7th when Hensley singled in Derek Hill. They had three singles and a double. Berger had the double today. The Giants only had 6 hits. Oller goes 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts for Miami. Blake Snell on the other side of the rubber for the Giants, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run earned, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. Oller goes toe-to-toe with Blake Snell, the reigning and defending Cy Young Award winner, Blake Snell of not your San Francisco Giants, but the San Francisco Gigantes. And the final score 3-1 tonight. And the Marlins, look, I mean, just another loss in a year full of bad performances and bad years. And, you know, the one time the Marlins pushed a run across in this game and literally every inning was just like nothing against Snell. I mean, you might get like a single here like you did with Lopez in the 2nd inning. And, you know, Berger doubled in the 1st. You got a single from Lopez in the 2nd, 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd. Bride walked in the 4th. 1, 2, 3 in the 5th, 1, 2, 3 in the 6th, 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. And then in the 7th, Hill singles, steals 2nd. Lopez flies to center. Big play by Hill to tag and go to 3rd. Hensley singles. Hill scores. And then Brujan grounds out. Pache. Yeah, flies out to left. So that's the scoring, right? And then the Gigantes, as you know. The 3-run double from Chapman scoring Ramos, Wisely, and Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski walked. Wisely ran for Encarnacion, who singled. And Ramos had also walked. So 2 of those, the 2 runs that made the difference in the final score were both walks. Not the way you're going to get it done, amigos. Rogers gets the win, 3-4 for the Gents. 1 inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, no walks. Baumann 1 2/3, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 Ks, 2 walks to earn the L. Last night I took a L, but tomorrow I'll bounce back. Walker with the 5th save, 2 strikeouts in an inning. And there you have it. The Giants with the big win over the Marlins, 3-1. And then tomorrow they'll wrap up this series, or they won't. It'll be the middle game of the series. What am I saying? Interesting line and odds. And now the starting pitcher for the Giants tomorrow is supposed to be Mason Black, who's 0-1 with an 8.79 ERA. So based on that alone, and Cabrera with the 6 ERA, he doesn't have the big win total or whatever, 2-6. With him being 2-6. And so, you know, obviously that's a tough one for him. So here's the line. Sorry, I lost my screen for a second there. It's plus 120 for Miami, which I actually like, with Cabrera on the mound against Black, and then minus 145 for San Fran. I go Miami plus 120. The total 7.5. Snell and Oller were dealing tonight. That's not going to happen with Cabrera and Black tomorrow. This one's going over. It's minus 110. The Marlins and the over. I repeat. Will the Marlins and the over please stand up? I repeat. Will the Marlins and the over please stand up? We're going to have a problem here. All right, so there you go. Marlins and the over tomorrow in that middle game of the series, you know, and don't look now, but Jake Berger is at 25 and 59. He's not going to get 100 RBIs, I don't think, but he might get 30 homers this year. You're watching the Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Where's the regular season series at? 3-1 Giants. The Marlins won the 2nd game of the season on April 16th in the MIAO. And then you got Marlins, Giants tomorrow and Sunday. NFL opening weekend is next week, next Sunday. Dolphins, Jags. The Thursday night after that, Dolphins, Bills. We'll have Locked On Dolphins postcast and Locked On Canes tomorrow on the road in Gainesville, baby. Gator meat. Boom. Chop those Gators down. The Canes tomorrow. And what a game that promises to be in the swamp, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. We'll have Locked On Canes postcast right after that. Mario Cristobal's club ranked 19th in the country. Looking to make some noise this year. There's a storm brewing in Coral Gables. And then, of course, the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, OBJ not going to play the first 4 games. The 2 running backs that run sub 4-4, the 4x100 team with Jalen Wright, 3 running backs who run sub 4-4 in that room, and 1 who runs sub 5-5, 4-5. Yeah, that's a fast team. Going to be fun this year. Myself and Kyle with the Dolphins, myself and Alex with the Canes, as good as you're going to find anywhere covering the NFL and major college football. Colorado with a scare. They won last night. Big time right now. And some big series this weekend, by the way. Braves, Phillies this weekend. And you got the Diamondbacks, Dodgers this weekend. We're going to hit the scores and the playoff races on the other side and talk more about tomorrow's game. Locked On Marlins postcast, Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. And call me the Prize Picks fanatic, man. I'm going to tell you what. Prize Picks is America's numero uno daily fantasy sports app. Over 5 million active members. The easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. And who doesn't love to run the numbers, right? All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings just fly in, baby, flying in. Get in on the action with your friends. Become part of the Prize Picks community today. That action is every day with Prize Picks. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks. I said 100 times your money on Prize Picks. You can win with as little as 4 correct picks. How? You can turn $10 into 1,000. I didn't tell you how. I just tell you what you make more. 10x, right? That's not 10x. That's 100x. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. $50 right away off the top from the jump when you play 5. You don't even need to win. You get the $50 bonus guaranteed, right? And you have all these football stats that we can get into, but just know you can talk about Caleb Williams, 1 passing yard, get you a win on Prize Picks every week in September. Will Tyreek Hill get more than 90.5 yards in week 1? I don't know yet, because I'm not going to tell you yet, because then you're not going to be so waiting on the edge of your seat for it. And you know how it goes. I just want to make sure I'm here for you. All right. But Prize Picks available in more than 30 states across the country. Cali, Texas, Georgia. Number 1 team in the country. Bulldogs. Unbelievable, man. What a great site. What a great opportunity is to keep the sports going, to play and make it more interesting and have fun with something so great like Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB. You're going to get $50 instantly when you play 5. 5, you get 50. Come on, man. How do they do that? I don't know. That's their business, but they do. Locked On MLB is the code on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Thank you for making Locked On Marlins postcast your first listen today. Now go check out the Locked On MLB podcast with Sully. Getting you ready for the Fall Classic. He's got it covered every single day. You can find the link to Locked On MLB in the description. You don't even need to search. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day as we wrap it up here on your Friday. You got no job. You got nothing to do except watch Matt Chapman's bases clearing double in the 8th lift the Giants to a 3-1 win over the Miami Marlins. Blake Snell, to recap, with a beautiful performance again. Last year's Cy Young Award winner has been lights out since the All-Star break with another brilliant performance tonight. Adam Oller matched him pretty much pitch for pitch. The bullpens came in. The Marlins fell apart with Bauman. The Giants did not. There's your ball game. 2 walks and a single. Load the bases. 2 outs in the 9th inning. They bring in Soriano. Three-run double for Chapman. And when that happens in the bottom of the 8th inning, you're not coming out in the top of the 9th and scoring 3 times to win that game and then getting them out after that. After you give up 3 runs like that on a bases-clearing double with 2 outs and 2 strikes, and you just needed to make 1 more pitch. 1 more. Long year. Long year. Again, tomorrow, Cabrera and Black, plus 120 for Miami, minus 145 for the Giants. The over and the under, which is set at 7.5 runs, is both. They are both at minus 110. That's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. Your Locked On Marlins postcast on your Friday, August 30th, 2024. There's a storm headed up toward Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in the Swamp in Gainesville. It's the Miami Hurricanes. It's Mario Cristobal. It's the number 19 ranked team in the country, bringing the swagger back to the U. They're going to Gainesville to take out the Gators, have some Gator meats, an abundant post-game feast. Gator meat for everyone. We will be here right after the game with your Locked On Canes postcast. I believe it starts at 3:30 Eastern tomorrow without looking right now, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Alex Donald getting you ready with Locked On Canes. We'll be here on the channel during the day tomorrow with a couple of YouTube shorts previewing the game, and it is on like Donkey Kong. Let's go Canes. Let's go Canes. Let's go Canes. Let's go Canes. 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 Locked On Canes postcast. Locked On Canes tomorrow right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. 3-1 Giants. Beat the Marlins. Game 2 tomorrow. 9:05 Eastern. After the game, midnight-ish. Locked On Marlins postcast. 3-1 Giants. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Fish fans. Jim Grease thanking you profusely for being here. I think I said profusely, but profusely for being here and reminding you that we'll talk to you tomorrow on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day.